Hey everyone, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing, but you guys can tell by the title of the video, we're going to be doing our daily discussion regarding Pepe itself, see what is happening with the price of Pepe, and of course what we could be expecting as we go into Friday morning. As we're looking at the overall market, you guys can see everything at this point seems to be down right now. And the reason as to why this is the case is because Bitcoin did end up seeing that flush. If you watch my update literally just yesterday, you can even pause the video right now and go watch my updates yesterday. I started discussing that we are at a point where there could be a cool off coming, because let's face it, the month of March has been nothing but just upwards trajectory for the entire market. And if you understand the markets, there is going to come a time where you do see a shakeout. The amount of longs that were piling up, it was just absolutely insane. And there usually is a shakeout, and that's part of the game, and that ended up happening sooner than a lot of people expected. But BTC still holding really good, but the fact that we did see that pullback is definitely impacting a lot of altcoins. So you can see this for yourself. Pepe down 13.1% on the daily time frame, with still about 5 zeros in front of the price, sitting at 92.59, and it's also down about 5% in Bitcoin and Ethereum comparative over the past 24 hours. But now, for focusing on its market cap, on the other hand, the market cap is just shy of $4 billion. So we're seeing the market cap going below the $4 billion mark, but that is obviously due to the retracement, and the 24-hour trading volume currently sitting at 2.5 billion. But before we go into it any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrencies. So we're obviously going to continue this analysis. We're going to start by seeing what is happening with the overall meme coin market combined, the total market cap. And you can see this for yourself. We're still above 61 billion. So that is nice to point out, definitely. But before anyone comes out and says, oh, Pepe is moving towards the downside, this and that, I hope you guys start to realize what's really happening for the entire market. It's just not Pepe down. You can literally see over the last 24 hours, majority of the coins that have been pumping over the past 2 to 3 weeks are seeing a little bit of a pullback. But what if I told you, even though we are seeing a pullback, Pepe is still holding a really good? That's obviously what we're going to see when we pull out the chart. So if we're looking at BTC right now, you guys can see this for yourself. Bitcoin dominance, obviously starting off with that, is sitting at 53.2%. So we did not see Bitcoin dominance going up, which is quite a surprise right now. And this is again highlighting once again there's a lot of momentum on altcoins. The general momentum that we have right now more towards alts, and this is one of the best indicators to kind of see that. And you can see this for yourself. Despite a little bit of a pullback in the price of BTC after hitting all-time highs after all-time highs, we are still seeing the dominance index not going up to that 55% mark. So that is something that you don't want to be ignoring. And in my opinion, if we did see the dominance shooting up to 55%, I think we would have seen altcoins going down even further compared to what we have seen just over the past few hours. So obviously this is something you need to consider as well. But if you're looking at BTC right now, you could clearly see, obviously we did see that pullback, and look where we're being supported by: our previous all-time high. You can make this up. As of recording this update, we are being supported by none other than the previous all-time high, which dates back to November 9th of 2021. That was a previous cycle's all-time high, and that's exactly where you're finding BTC being supported. But this type of move can kind of spook a lot of newcomers coming into the space, because of course, let's face it, a lot of new money is flowing into the crypto space right now. But guys, get used to it. This is going to be a long ride if you're in it for the long haul as well, not just this cycle itself. This is part of the game. I've seen 50 to even 70% pullbacks, and obviously imagine how much that could scare a lot of people. But this is definitely nonetheless really scary for newcomers coming to the markets. But we're still in an upwards trend, guys. This is part of the game. This will happen. The best way to not get impacted by this is, number one, stay away from leverage trading, and number two is not panicking. So as I've said to you guys, follow the rule. There's 3 steps that I tell everyone. The steps are, always do your own due diligence and research when you're investing into crypto. Number 2 is always invest what you can afford to lose. And number 3, lastly, is having patience, because these types of wipeouts are always going to happen. Because let's face it, nothing is going to go up straight forever. Let's just look at it from February 26th. We saw BTC re-entering the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level, went all the way up to the all-time high, which was our previous one. We did a double top at that point and saw a massive correction, and you can see this for yourself. This is a shakeout. So basically what I'm trying to say is this is part of the game. You just don't want to get shaken out. So what happens next though? What if Bitcoin is not able to hold around this support? That is a question that a lot of people might have, and that's a good question to be having, honestly. So let's take a look at what the next major support would be. So then the next major support for BTC would be around 64,900 if this support is not able to hold. So those are some things that you need to keep into consideration, but I have a strong feeling that we will see a bounce before that. But obviously we're approaching the weekend. On the weekends we do tend to see more manipulation than usual. It's going to be really interesting to see where Bitcoin closes its daily candle tomorrow. So that's something obviously you guys need to keep in mind. But now if we're looking at Pepe, like I said, believe it or not, Pepe is holding really good. I'll explain as to why that's the case. So of course, we had this parabolic cycle for Pepe literally over the past 2 weeks. But now if I were to shift to the hourly time frame, this is where things will start making sense to you guys. So if you're looking at the price of Pepe, you can clearly tell, obviously, if you know basic technical analysis, this is an upward trajectory chart. Higher highs, higher lows, and as of now, we are being supported by that key resistance at one point. Remember that key resistance as we were trying to break towards the upside? We were having a hard time breaking at that level. That's the exact same resistance which has now turned into support, and we can literally get that confirmation at the fact that that's exactly where the price of Pepe is currently holding. So so far so good. Still higher highs, higher lows, still in an upward trend in my opinion. Even if it were to retest this support at 85.25, it's still in an upwards trend in my opinion, and I don't think this upwards trajectory gets invalidated. So even if it drops another 8.35%, I still believe that Pepe can go higher in the upcoming days ahead of us. So going back to what I said in our yesterday's update, our yesterday's discussion, what I said is, let's face it, even Pepe has been killing it, right, since the month of March started. So you best believe there is going to come a time where we do see a little bit of a turnaround, and obviously that can not be too exciting. Obviously no one wants to hear that. That way, if you want to lock in your profits, you don't want your life-changing profits to be wiped out, have your stop losses in place. Imagine someone that had a stop loss in place at 99.03. So maybe they are completely out of their position right now because of this pullback that we have seen. But so far so good. I think Pepe is not looking as bad as a lot of people might think. Be very careful in terms of what Bitcoin does. Have your eyes on BTC, but so far so good, liking what I'm seeing. But make sure, if the profits that you currently have, you're looking at your screen, you're looking at your portfolio, and you're telling yourself, this is too much money that I cannot afford to lose, then guess what? You want to pull out profits. So you're no one else is to blame. If the markets do turn around, we do see BTC dropping lower to levels like I have mentioned earlier, and Pepe obviously reacts to that. There's no one else to blame besides you. You don't want to get greedy, because if you get greedy, you will get taken advantage of by the massive whales. So that's how I'm currently taking a look, and I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, believe it or not. But we're going to take it one step at a time. Do let me know down below what you guys personally think. But that is it for today's update. We'll see you tomorrow. Been Crypto ZX, and peace out.